This is ANN News Brief.
I'm Lucy Adeyemi. The Republic of Congo has lifted and imposed nationwide curfew in 10 regions and relaxed it in the two main cities, Bunia and the capital, Brazzaville. Authorities say the curfew will now run from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. local time. Several rights groups recently called for the full lifting of the curfew, saying relaxation of the COVID-19 measures had been counterproductive and had led to unemployment. The country has reported nearly 5,000 cases of COVID-19 since March. South African Government Statistics Agency says the nation's economy has lost 2.2 million jobs in the second quarter of 2020, the largest fall on record. South Africa's lockdown, one of the strictest in the world, led to the largest economic contraction ever in the second quarter. Statistics South Africa, Stats SA, defines an unemployed person as someone who is actively looking for a job, and because of the coronavirus pandemic and subsequent lockdown, it says most people who lost their jobs during that time were unable to look for a new one. A clearer picture of the unemployment rate comes from Stats SA's figure for the number of people who were not economically active between March and June, the strictest period of the lockdown. That figure is reported to have increased by 5.3 million people to 20.5 million. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network, ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Cameroon's opposition leader, Maurice Kanto, is being investigated by the police on allegations that he wanted to cause an insurrection in the Central African country. The leader of the Movement for the Rebirth of Cameroon, MRC party, Kanto, had called for peaceful protests last week to push for electoral reforms, a resolution of the ongoing crisis in the Anglophone regions, and the resignation of longtime President Paul Biya. But he could not lead the march because the security services put him under house arrest, and he has not been out since then. Several opposition members were also arrested as security forces manned the streets. A group of his lawyers went to the National Delegation of Public Security this week to demand for his release. That is ANN News Brief at 10. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.